Introducing first, in the corner to my right, from Asbury Park, New Jersey, she is the bad, bad girl, Penelope Ford! Her opponent in the corner to my left, from College Station, Texas, Barbi Hayden!
The thing that's going to be most interesting to me here as far as Penelope Ford, especially in singles action here in WWR, is the fact that, yes, she can most certainly hold her own, but usually it's the bad boy kind of dictating and setting the pace, and she sort of comes in like a ton of bricks. But now she's going to have to dictate the pace on her own.
Well, that's true. She's a risk taker, but right, she's not the one directing traffic. So we're going to have to see how far she's come along. If she can, really take the reins on this matchup, especially against Barbi Hayden, who, an alternate for last year's Mae Young Classic.
Hayden, 27 years old, 7-year veteran. She was on the debut show for WWR back in April 2016. She ended up losing to Taylor Hendricks that night. Had another loss to Gabby at Identity Crisis March 2017. But she bounced back with a win at Brickhouse last May, but like I said, she hasn't been back since.
Well, you need to put together a string of victories if you want to be invited back to WWR every time. Barbi Hayden has the opportunity to do that tonight against Penelope Ford. Let's see if she can stop some of Penelope Ford's momentum, at least in this very building. And it was about a year ago that we saw Penelope Ford and Joey Janela against the Hit Squad, where Penelope Ford was practically sawed in half with a spear from Mafia. You're going to think probably feeling that to this very day. I saw that popping up on the old Facebook On This Day timeline.
I'm still feeling that, and I wasn't even anywhere near it.
But the only reason I bring it up is just to exemplify how tough Penelope Ford is. She's tough, but does she have the brains to go along with it? Able to take Barbi Hayden down to the mat. When you control the head, you control the body. Really wrenching away that side headlock. Penelope Ford traveling overnight, coming back from North Carolina, where she competed in a doubleheader for Queens of Combat yesterday. But very rarely do any competitors come in at 100%. But really, when you've got that tough travel schedule, not only the injuries that are piling up, but if you can't sleep, it can make it tough to focus. It can make it tough to stay on your strategy. We might see a submission victory from this head scissors right here. Barbi really punishing Penelope Ford with all the torque on her neck.
The air being choked out of Penelope Ford. Not only that, pressure being put on the neck as well, really giving that neck a big test here early.
Penelope having trouble escaping.
Wow.
But finally back up to her feet. Is she taking too much time, though? Proud of her accomplishment. She didn't win the match yet. She just got out of a hold.
And don't ever turn your back on your competitor either.
Misses with the clothesline. Able to pull a matrix move, and now looking for flying head scissors on Barbi Hayden. Going round and round and taking her down on the center of the ring. Great execution from Penelope Ford. Tell you what, the folks at Powerbomb TV do an excellent job broadcasting the Women's Wrestling Revolution live events, but there's nothing like being here in person. The atmosphere is incomparable. So much support for women's wrestling. Competitors in all stages of their career. I mean, what a matchup we just saw between Jordan Grace and Tennille Dashwood. So much still to come as Rachel Ellering. Oh, the tilt-a-whirl slam. Excuse me. So we go into the pin. And just a second away from Barbi Hayden picking up her second consecutive victory here in WWR. But we've got Rachel Ellering, who's really made a lot of waves in the women's independent wrestling scene since she really rose to prominence early last year. I mean, very rarely do you see such a meteoric rise. She's going to be going one-on-one with Skylar in a little bit. So Skylar still without a victory here in WWR. More on that later as Barbi Hayden, with a big handful of hair, and the official Stephen Dumeng cannot be intimidated, and I think that's part of the tactics why she makes him hold on the rope as he's, as she's making her entrance into the ring. It's part of not only getting into the head of your opponent, but also getting into the head of the official to see if you can bend the rules a little bit. If this guy is, a referee that you can walk all over.
I told you I don't like him.
Now we see that stranglehold, the knee firmly planted between the shoulder blades of Penelope Ford. Penelope Ford is turning as red as a beet. You gotta wonder if she's thinking about giving it up.
not only the pressure on her airways, but the middle of her back, the spine, everything's getting torqued and wrenched there.
Well, Barbi Hayden, I mean, if you follow her on social media, pretty much constantly in the gym. She pretty much lives there. So she's one of the most well-conditioned athletes on the WWR roster.
I can tell.
Very, very strong, very athletic, and has a great understanding of submission wrestling. And she was able to transition from that stranglehold to what looks to be a dragon sleeper. Oh!
Wow.
And now trying to knock the wind out of her, giving up the body scissors, instead with a kick to the gut.
And it's not just going to the gym, doing deadlifts, squats, lifting as much weight as you can. It's doing it in a manner that lets you be as athletic and flexible as possible.
Oh, sure, you have to be functional. I mean, it's one thing if you can press 125 pounds when that's dead weight. I mean, if you're fighting somebody like Penelope Ford, who doesn't go 125 pounds, but just follow me for this possible analogy. Penelope Ford's going to be fighting back. The weights at the gym aren't fighting back. Not going to be able to pick up a win there, but man, making it even tougher for Penelope Ford to breathe.
And the longer this goes, like you mentioned, with Hayden's conditioning, I think it favors her, and she's already dominating this early on, so Ford needs to do something drastic to try to get back in this.
Penelope getting shrugged off the rope. It's Barbi Hayden is going to be looking to springboard off one of those ropes, perhaps for a diving knee drop. No, maybe I spoke too soon. Not sure what her strategy is here. Is she taking too much time? Oh no, still coming down with both of those knees. And this is where Penelope would benefit from having the bad, bad boy in her corner.
And right there, Hayden hooked one leg. Maybe if she hooked the second one as well, might have had a different outcome, but I think she sort of enjoys what she's doing right now.
Oh, absolutely. All Penelope Ford needs is one opening.
And here's a factor that Barbi Hayden hasn't faced in her previous matches here in WWR, going against the local favorite.
Absolutely. Penelope Ford has performed some unbelievable stunts. Oh, was looking
Wow.
for the crucifix, but there you see the strength of Barbi Hayden to counter. Oh, shit!
You said it. I don't know if her head connected with the post.
Yeah, it did. That's one of those sounds that I'm never going to be able to forget. The back of her skull hitting the hardest part of the ring, that steel post, and now charging it with the knee. It's a miracle that Penelope Ford is even able to stand up. She's going to be out on Dream Street right now as Barbi Hayden continuing to punish with that head scissors. She's on the rope. She cannot get her to submit from this position. Oh, and now taking her down again, driving her head first into the mat. Penelope Ford must have a concussion at this point. The referee needs to get in there because he might have to stop this. Penelope's smart to get to the floor. The official needs to follow her.
And that was a mistake right there by Hayden. Ford was prone on the ground in a sitting position. She chose to hit her with her feet in the gut as opposed to going for a kill shot right to the chin or just the head again.
Oh, rare mistake in this match from Barbi Hayden, though. And thus far, Penelope Ford has not proven that she can capitalize. Barbi Hayden resetting the account as the officials checking on Penelope Ford. Penelope's hurt right here. And the referee does not want Barbi Hayden there on the outside where she could do more damage. The referee's lost complete control of this matchup. Oh, no! And another hard landing.
And just when I thought things couldn't get worse for Penelope Ford, she takes a fall like that.
She told the official she wants to continue. I don't know if she's in the right state of mind to make that decision right now, Crockett.
Well, as we know from WWR and specifically beyond in the past, when is she often in the right frame of mind in matches? She's usually out of it a lot.
Now Barbi Hayden a handful of hair, not content with the count-out victory. Penelope Ford hooked up on that bottom rope. Oh no, not another blow to the head. Oh, Penelope Ford able to slip through the back door. The alligator clutch. Did not have the same application as one Kimberly, who's watching live using hashtag StreamWWR. And Penelope Ford trying to escape underneath Barbi Hayden, avoiding contact with the clothesline. She's got the waist lock and now just pummeling Barbi Hayden.
And somehow she's found herself back in this fight, and she has Hayden reeling.
Hayden might be playing possum right here. Penelope sends her off the ropes. Misses with the clothesline. Penelope able to get out of the way. You can tell she's hurt. She couldn't capitalize again.
and just barely able to get out of the way. That was very close to being a knockout lariat.
Well, I mean, typically she can go for the matrix, but it looks like her equilibrium was completely off in that exchange. Oh, man, another shot to the head. The lights are on, but nobody's home. Oh! Maybe I spoke too soon.
Little bit of payback there.
Now Penelope Ford looking to close the distance. Building up ahead of momentum. Caught Barbi with the elbow. Is the tide starting to turn? And Barbi came charging in. She got met with an ace crusher. Can Penelope do it? 1, 2, 3. She got her.
Huge comeback win.
Here's your winner, the bad, bad girl, Penelope Ford.
And for her first ever singles match here in WWR, quite the gutsy performance.
I thought she was out of it about 15 different times there, but somehow she was able to recover. And Barbi Hayden, not happy, being a very, very poor sport in the loss. Back to the drawing board for Hayden. She had to have thought she had it wrapped up.
Yeah, but you know what? So if you got it wrapped up, wrap it up.